If you make overnight oats, or even if you're just a fan of oatmeal, you're going to want to add sauerkraut. Hear me out. One, we are not adding the cabbage part of the sauerkraut. I'm simply adding some of the liquid. That's going to be the starter that helps ferment these oats, which is going to add a ton of texture and flavor.
Really nice taste, actually.
Now, fermenting oats is not just about texture and flavor. It actually breaks down the carbohydrates in the oats, which means they are actually easier to digest. They're going to be better for you and, again, taste pretty dang good.
It's so good.
Now, I wanted to show the difference. I measured out 1 cup of rolled oats and a 1/4 cup of the juice of unpasteurized sauerkraut. That means there's live probiotics in here. I mixed those together using a clean chopstick just to make sure that everything was covered in that good bacteria. Then I warmed up about 3/4 cup of filtered water. I made sure that it stayed below 90 degrees Fahrenheit, tossed that in, give it a mix, and then loosely covered it. That's just to allow some of the gases to escape if there was any, and I'm using large enough of a jar so that way it's just not going to overflow. We're only going overnight, so it's not going to be that big of a deal. Now, in a second jar, I'm just going to add 1 cup of oats, 1 cup of warm water, just so you can see the difference. I'm going to toss them in my office, which happens to be the warmest room in the house, and I'm going to let them sit overnight, which is plenty of time for today's sponsor.
I drink coffee a lot. I talk about it on this channel all the time. But if I end up drinking too much coffee, by mid-afternoon I'm getting the jitters, and at night I am not falling asleep. And that's why I switched my Midday cup to mud water. This way I get the energy I need without the crash or jitters. And I love the way it tastes. It's kind of like cacao and chai had a baby. I personally like to drink it black, but it is really awesome with maybe a little bit of oat milk, maybe a sweetener like agave. It's your choice. Drink it how you like. You're gonna love it. Mudwater is a healthy habits brand
Best known for its popular coffee alternative, Rise Cacao.
It's got 4 functional mushrooms and only a fraction of the caffeine of a cup of coffee. And each ingredient was added with a purpose.
Cacao and chai for a hint of caffeine and hot chocolate-like flavor.
Lion's mane for focus, cordyceps to promote natural energy, and both shana and reishi to support a healthy immune system. Plus, it's Whole30 approved, 100% USDA certified organic, non-GMO, gluten-free, vegan, and kosher. And it's really good. So gang, Mudwater is hooking up my viewers with a special discount and a whole bunch of freebies.
Go to mudwater.com/Saucestache and use code GRATITUDE until the end of the year to get up to 47% off your order, plus a free frother and coconut creamer. And yes, that's code GRATITUDE.
That's mudwtr.com/Saucestache. Mudwater, thanks for sponsoring today's video and for always providing me with a better afternoon.
Okay, it's the next day, and here are our 2 oats. Not much has changed. The fermented oats have a little more bubbly on top, which makes sense, as it's the gas being released by microorganisms doing their little fermenting job.
And the fermented oats actually have kind of like a sour smell to them. It's very similar to like a sourdough starter kind of smell. Now, I can eat this as it is. It's good. Has a nice taste on its own. Really nice taste, actually. It's probably not what you expect, but it's nice and mild, and the oats are really soft, like overnight oats. Now, I would like to eat them raw. You get the probiotic benefit, but you might want to dress them up a little bit. Toss them in a bowl with a little bit of vegan yogurt, maybe some sweetener like maple syrup. I'm gonna chop up some date, but you can use any fruit that you like, and then boom, it's a fantastic breakfast. Now, this might be a little sweet for some, but I like it this way. It's so good. Oh, and the unfermented, well, they just taste plain. There's nothing to them, no taste whatsoever. But if you're not looking for the probiotic benefit and just kind of like the digestive and taste benefit, you can also cook these.
You can cook them like oatmeal or like porridge. I'm gonna add them to a pan, add a little salt, and then stir until they start to break down. Then toss them into a bowl and add your favorite topping. I'm gonna be using some apple butter. I think that's gonna be really good with this.
I mean, and that was so incredibly easy, and this is so fantastic and flavorful. There's like almost like a cheesiness to it. Really gives it that like sour dairy kind of taste. Now, the possibilities are endless. I fermented a second batch to show you something kind of fun. Because these are fermented, the starches are broken down like I've said. I'm gonna take this new batch, I'm gonna toss it into a blender with a scoop of vegan butter. I'm gonna add a teaspoon of salt, blend it until it's blasting hot. If you don't have a high-powered blender, toss it into a pan and heat it first.
Once it's hot, I'm gonna add a 1/4 teaspoon xanthan gum and a 1/2 teaspoon of kappa carrageenan.
Now we need to blend this until it's boiling and steaming. Now at this point, I'm just gonna pour it into a dish, toss it into the fridge to firm up, and this is going to be the easiest, tastiest fermented vegan cheese I think you've ever had.
And it's the next day. The cheese is done, it's nice and firm, it looks pretty good and smells pretty good too. I'm gonna remove it from the dish, slice it up, and now let's see what Monica has to say.
Okay, cheers.
Cheers. That's good.
It's real good, right?
Yeah, it tastes like a nice soft cheese.
It's very basic. There's not a whole lot of like,
Yeah.
no ingredients really in it.
It has a little bit of that like I don't want to say a fermented taste because I know you fermented it, but it tastes like cheese, and I know it's oats, so I can definitely tell like you got it to that flavor by fermenting it.
Okay.
But it tastes like cheese, and then it's got like this soft, like almost spreadable cheese feel, almost like a brie. It's really simple. It's not like sweet or anything like that, where sometimes I think brie can be sweet, you know? But it's like a very simple, smooth, like nice flavored cheese.
Yeah, very mild. Like very, very mild. Here, do you want
Yeah.
to try a little piece without like the cracker?
No, I did.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I was eating it without
okay.
the cracker. I don't taste any like real oat or any like weird texture from that. It just is like a nice, smooth, spreadable cheese.
Super smooth. There is no oat taste. It is sliceable. I don't know. I do think it would melt.
Maybe.
Yeah, it would melt. I mean, but yeah, no oat taste. And really, it's so light. I mean, it's not like a Swiss. You know, if I would have fermented the oats for like 3 or 4 more days, we might have gotten like a little bit more of like a sour funk going on.
Yeah, it doesn't have that. It just tastes like a really nice, smooth flavor. And the cool thing about it is because like it's got that, if you wanted to, you could probably add like garlic or basil or whatever and make it like whatever you're feeling that day.
Oh, that is true.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, if you were to mix like garlic, yeah, that is super true. Like a garlic in here or something, it'd be really good. Even some peppers.
Right, like red pepper flakes for a little bit of spicy, or that kind of like jalapeno pepper jack type of thing.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, easy. I mean, and this was just all from fermenting some oats.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good. I would never expect that you could do that from oats.
Yeah. Add sauerkraut to your oats.
Do it.
Yeah, I think it's cool. I almost want to kind of make like a little grilled cheese with it.